It took me a little bit of time to get going in this question because I first of all focused on thinking, right, what if I use the fact that each of these adds up to 13? So I could do 13 times 4 and then add all the other numbers up and see what these kind of end up adding to. And that's all and good, but there's like three of them and that it's going to add to, and it just doesn't. I mean, maybe it would work, but I don't think it's the best approach. Instead, let's just go with thinking what could go here because the total has to be 13, which means these two have to add to give 4, and the only options are going to be 1 and 3, or 3 and 1. And we can start trying to put them in and working out, but let's come back to it. Let's think about what would go down here. Because now these two need to add to give 8 to get the 13 overall. So well, I can't do 7 and 1 because I've already guaranteed using a 1. Oh yeah, I've already used a 5 and a 9. So we cross them out. And I was trying to get 8. So yeah, I can't use 6. Can I use 6 and 2? That looks okay. That's the only possibilities. It's got to be 6 and 2 or 2 and 6. So all of these are accounted for, which don't know where they would go exactly. Well, let's just try putting them in. What if I put a 3 in here? So I would need these two to add to 10 out of the remaining ones, but I don't have my remaining ones are 4, 7, and 8, so that's not going to work. And if I put a 1 here, now I need these to add to 12, and they can if I use 4 and 8. So it's either got to be 4 and 8, or 8 and 4, and 3 will have to go in there. Brilliant. So I've dealt with the 1 and the 3. Now I can use the same kind of idea with the 2 and the 6. If I put a 6 in here, then I would need these two to add to 7. Remember, I've only got a 4 and a 7 left over. That's not going to work. 2, however, will, because the 4 and the 7 add to 11. Perfect. That's what I need. So in some order, I need 4 and 7. But you can see I need 4 in the top one and in the bottom one. So it's going to have to be the shared one in the middle, which means our answer is going to be B. And then we put 8 here, 7 here, and it works really nicely. Just going to go back to my other method that I referred to at the start and show you that actually it does work. Yeah, it works okay. So these ones are double counted, X, Y, and Z. So when I add up all my rows and columns, I'm going to get 4 lots of 13, which is going to give me 52. And that is going to equal the numbers from 1 to 9 added together, and that gives me 45. You can do that quickly in quite a few ways. We can just pair up the 1 and the 9, the 2 and the 8, the 3 and the 7, the 4 and the 6 to get 40, and then add the 5. Or we could use a half n plus 1, which this is worth knowing, when you're adding up the first n whole numbers, it's a half n plus 1, so it's a half times 9 times 10, which again gives 45. So it's going to be 45, and then I'm going to be including this x plus y plus z, because I'm double counting them. So I've basically done this plus this plus this plus this. We know that we must get 52. We know we must include every number, but we're including the x, y, and z twice. That's how I've got that little summation, which means x plus y plus z is equal to 7. I mean, this feels more involved than my original method, so I think I prefer the original, but this is kind of more powerful and it's going to show that there are times it's definitely the best way. All right, so 3 numbers adding to give 7 out of my originals. Well, the only possibility is going to be 1, 2, and 4. At this point, you're back to just trying some numbers out, but we know now to only try 1, 2, and 4 in these positions. So if we put a 4 here, for example, well, we've already got 13, so that can't work. And if you put a 2 there, then you'd have to put a 2 there. So which means that has to be a 1, and then that would have to be a 3. And if you, for example, put 4 here, we're up to 9, we'd need another 4 here. So that means that one would have to be 2 and that one would have to be 4. So we've not even filled in, we've not filled in the grid. I mean, we didn't need to fill it in before, but that is how we can work it out. And then you could fill in the rest of it, 6, 7, and 8. So yeah, 2 approaches. Good to think about both.